Those of you that need some more downtime, like Kaylee, can get frustrated because your spouse is trying to push you.
We have our own wine pairing dinner in the evening as well. So that makes for, it's a great day. It's a fabulous day, but I got to kind of pace myself. So I remember having the conversation like, should we take separate cars? And then I just thought, you know what? Since the conference is so close to where we live, I can just take the car if I need to, sneak out and come home and, re-energize.
So if you go into our event page on marriedentrepreneur.co, go to the event page, get on our wait list. Thriving in Tandem. It's a podcast for you, the married entrepreneur that wants to win in business and marriage at the same time.
Welcome to Thriving in Tandem.
Hey, Thriving in Tandem family, welcome back to this week's episode.
Hi, family.
And today we have a topic that I'm sure is near and dear to your heart. It's how do you deal with your spouse's different energy levels? Like I'm sure pretty much every couple we know, and there's obviously exceptions, but most couples we know, including ourselves, husband and wives run on different energy levels. One, like me, as you said, at least as you tell me, honey, I can go until I go to sleep, which is whenever. Versus you, more time.
This is how he is. If he just got back with seeing his friends for a while, and they were probably up late every night, and then he comes home and he crashes. He's like, I'm tired. I'm like, what?
Okay. Yeah, even if we're just together as husband and wife, whether on a trip or doing business, out networking, at a conference, I mean, you name it, whatever we're doing, we do tend to run on different energy levels, as you tell me. And so you need a little bit more downtime. I can go, but it also, in situations like this, whether it's, just getting back to seeing my friends back east, or even at a conference, there's specific scenarios where I'm just ready to just go because I'm there to whatever, work, have fun, socialize, whatever. But then, afterwards I do crash. But I think you need during these periods, you need some downtime to not so much crash, but you need some downtime. So if you're already thinking how to, especially for those of you that run on high energy, sometimes you probably get frustrated with your spouse that probably can't go at your speed or for the duration that you can go, right? And then vice versa. Those of you that need some more downtime, like Kaylee, can get frustrated because your spouse is trying to push you, right? Mm-hmm. Would that be fair, honey?
Yeah. And then I get cranky, grumpy, grouchy, which we were just having this conversation yesterday because tomorrow, the weekend, we have a conference we're going to go to. It starts at 8 a.m. in the morning. They have a lunch. It goes till late into the evening, which we're not going to do.
The lunch is into the
evening. No, the conference goes into the evening. Sorry. And then we have our own wine pairing dinner in the evening as well. So that makes for, it's a great day. It's a fabulous day, but I got to kind of pace myself. So I remember having the conversation like, should we take separate cars? And then I just thought, you know what? Since the conference is so close to where we live, I can just take the car if I need to, sneak out and come home and, re-energize.
Yeah, and I'm just going to insert a little commercial since you talked about the wine pairing dinner, which we're having tomorrow, which we're so excited. This is our first kind of event, I guess you can call it, for married entrepreneurs. And so if you go into our event page on marriedentrepreneur.co, go to the event page, get on our wait list.
Yes.
Because even if you don't live in Southern California, we're planning to take this show on the road.
You guys, we are going to have so much fun. We're all about the fun. And when we got back from our trip from Italy, people kept asking us, like, were you on a tour? Did you, who planned your itinerary? And I said, Robert did. And they're like, oh, send us your itinerary. So people are like wanting to come with us, I think, wherever we go on these fun excursions, whether they're something big, that was a dream trip for us, or something small, like going to locally. We went to a concert in the park and that was nothing. We just took a picnic basket and our chairs.
Yeah. So I think we talked about this a couple of episodes ago when we just got back from Italy. And we decided, hey, why don't we just revolve everything that we do around what we like to do already and just invite people along. And so the wine pairing dinner we're having Saturday is awesome. I mean, this is more curated, planned, and all that. But like next week, we invited some couples to go to the concerts in the park. The Pasadena Pops is playing at the Arboretum. And so it's a beautiful time. I mean, tickets for the lawn is like $35. So we just pack a picnic dinner and just hang out, right? So that's a low lift thing. And then we're planning a coffee and chocolate pairing later this fall.
You guys, you're all going to want to come to that because that is going to be so yummy. Who does not love chocolate and
Not everybody likes
coffee.
coffee, but
No,
yeah,
but you still get
yeah,
chocolates.
it's chocolate and coffee. Um, and then and then if you don't live in the area, obviously we're planning a ski trip in Whistler, Canada, February 2026, and we don't have the exact date yet, but once we do, it'll go out to our wait list. Anybody on our email list, well, anybody on our email list, but especially for those that are interested in things like this. And we're thinking, we travel enough.
And we know you want to come, you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we travel enough that wherever we go, we can plan something small or large, and we'll just let everybody know when we're in the area. Or if you want to come to it, like the ski trip, or maybe just a 2-day retreat we're going to have in the mountains or something like that. Anyways, all to say, go to the event page, marriedentrepreneur.co/events, and get on the wait list. And so you'll know when we're in town, or if it's something you want to participate in that you want to travel to. Yeah, it'd be a great way to really build our community here. So all that to say, going back to energy, right, is learning how to deal with it as husband and wife when we're operating at different energy levels. And certainly early on in our relationship, well, actually in dating, I didn't really hear it as much, probably because everything was so fun. Right? When we got married, then all of a sudden, oh, I need some more downtime or this, that, and the other thing. And so sometimes I get frustrated because I'm like, that means I can't go do this or I can't be there as long. And certainly,
Because you guys, let me tell you the backstory. My husband likes to be the first to the party and the last to leave. Mr. Introvert,
yeah,
okay?
I'm a high functioning
I'm
introvert.
like, we just get there when we get there. And certainly not the last to leave.
No, she's the last to get there and the first to leave. So you see where the frustration can come in.
I'm in the middle and he's at the extremes.
No, you're at the extreme too. You're at the other extreme as last to get there, first to leave. Like literally, it almost seems like we just got there and you're like ready to go. So
I don't know if it's that bad.
anyways, we've learned to adapt. I guess I've learned to adapt. So
we've learned to adapt.
So we get there. We do tend to get there early to
be the first,
and then we're not usually the last to leave. Well, sometimes we are. No, we're not usually. We did
at the tail end of it.
Here we go. See, here we go. This is how our conversation goes. We did have like a little signal, which probably haven't done in a while, but you do it still sometimes. Where when you're ready to go, you come over and you put your hand on my shoulder.
Oh, I need to. Oh, thanks for reminding me of that one.
So, but we used to think it was subtle until I remember one guy goes, "Oh, I guess your wife was ready to go."
And you didn't finish the story.
What?
Because his wife does the same thing.
Well, probably.
So he recognized it.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. But I think over the years, especially like when we're on vacation, and I think lately on our vacations, I have, because I'm the planner too. So I'm planning things. So, if it's up to me, we can plan everything's going to be planned. But we've adapted over the years, and I've adapted over the years where we just kept sort of certain parts of our vacation and times away where I do plan in actually gaps in the schedule for spontaneity, because it's not just that you need downtime per se, but you don't want everything scheduled. And so even though we have these gaps in the schedule, we're still doing stuff. Like even when we're in Italy, and we just planned in or just carved in time for just spontaneity.
Because you never know with me who I'm going to meet along the way, what kind of friend I'm going to make. And I want to spend more time with them.
Yeah, so that might be a question, like if you're talking about vacation, asking your spouse, when you're talking about downtime, do you literally just need to go to the hotel room and just sleep and nap, or just go to the pool, or go to the beach, or take a walk, take a hike, or maybe it's just like I'm saying, just not have a schedule during this period. It's just, it's just go with the flow.
Yeah, I like that, because sometimes when I need downtime, it's not like I necessarily need to lay down and take a nap. It could be just be like, oh yeah, I just need a break from everything, or just want to sit and relax, or go to the beach, or, not so much stimulation going on.
Yeah, so there's periods in Italy, and it's probably easier to do in Italy than other places, but where you ask, say, can we just sit and just take in the view, just take in the experience? And so that's refreshing, right? Because we're not running, we're not walking, we're not hiking, we're not checking the sites or whatever, but we're just sitting and just being still.
Well, because I feel like I have to be really intentional about resting, and resting doesn't necessarily mean doing nothing. It just means like what you're saying, taking in the moment because, I was raised, you got to be doing something constantly. My mind's always going. But sometimes it's just nice to sit and take in your environment, just kind of take a deep breath, look at everything, and just relax.
So, how about when we're in a group environment, whether it's a business event, a conference, or social event? Either way, I think we have the same issue, right? I can be around, well, as you tell me, I can be around a lot of people. It wears you down.
Hmm.
So, how do we deal with that? Like just being around people, and how have we learned to adapt with that? The differences between you and I.
Well, I think sometimes, like I was saying, we're going to this conference. And I think just talking about it ahead of time, like we had the conversation yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, well, should we take 2 cars? But then we kinda talked about it, and I thought, well, if I need a little getaway, I can either go in the car and rest for a few minutes, or I could drive home because I can come back and get you.
Yeah. So we come up. Yeah. So I guess what you're getting at is plan ahead.
Mhm,
Um, if I do need to take a break, whatever. Because I think sometimes, um, like a spouse will like be in the middle of an event, will just walk away and just to go outside or what take a break or whatever. And I think sometimes the spouse that's sitting there or left there maybe feels isolated or like not supported. I don't know. I think we haven't really had that situation come up, but I can see if you just left for an extended period of time that maybe like, hey, what, we're supposed to be around here networking or we're at a social event, getting to know people or being with our friends, and here you just go off,
mhm.
right? I think it can leave the spouses hanging, feel like, oh, you don't care, or you don't like my friends or family or whatever. But I think talking things through ahead of time, it's like, hey, if I need downtime, I'm just gonna okay, just kind of walk out or whatever, right?
Well, and I think it's good to have that conversation ahead of time, like what you were saying, because then we know where each other's at. And who knows? Maybe I won't need the downtime, but for me, I feel better knowing that if I need it, I'm able to take it and that you're okay with it because we've had that conversation.
Yeah, and so these are just some little tidbits of how we kind of learn to work with each other's energy level. And I've obviously learned over the years. We're 19 years in marriage, and so that yeah, we do run at different energy levels, and I just can't take that as I don't know, as offense. I mean, I think early on I get frustrated because I feel like you're holding me back. There's other couples I know probably saying the same thing. We've heard this before,
Mhm.
right? And just it is what it is, right? We just have to learn to work with each other's energy levels, but not just totally say, I'm just gonna go and you just stay here and stay home or whatever. But how can we still come alongside of each other socially or business or vacations and make sure we all get what we need?
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, we don't always have to be packing our schedule anyway.
Right. Well, I know like in when we were in Italy, a lot of times I went to bed before you did because I know I need more sleep. And so I'll be in a good mood, all bright and shiny in the morning.
Yeah,
And I think you were okay with that, weren't you?
yeah, I mean, I think, yes, you do want a happy wife. I think it's more important that she's happy and rested than just to pack the schedule. And once you get at evening, I mean, I don't need to do anything anyway. I don't know what I was doing. But I think just learning to work with each other as opposed to because the energy levels also go into, how you work together as husband and wife. And we're going to be at different energy levels, right? And we have to, I guess, I don't know how to say it, but just how do you work even in a business environment as you're working together? How do you work with each other when we have different energy levels?
Well, I'd say for me, my important things I need to do in the morning. I am not at my best at 9, 10 o'clock at night to have a conversation or do a brainstorming strategy.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. So I think, having, if you want these, let's say difficult conversations, but more mentally, um, taxing conversations, things that really have to cause thinking, like I said, brainstorming or some real critical thinking. We have an issue we need to resolve. Make sure you know when's the best time to talk about these things.
Because I think I don't know if this is a woman's thing, I'm not like this, but some people wanna have a big discussion in bed, like, right before going to bed. And me, I'm like, that's the last thing I wanna do. I just wanna go to bed peaceful, and when I'm in bed, I just wanna sleep. I don't wanna have to, like, try and resolve some conflict or find out you're upset because I'm so tired and I'm not at my best. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely if you're one of those that likes to talk at night or especially in bed or the bedroom, no. Because as we learned early on with our counselor, is the bedroom is supposed to be an intimate spot, right? That's where you have sex
Mhm.
a lot of times. It doesn't always have to be there, but
Right.
that's kind of
Well,
the
you want it to
intimate.
be a peaceful
Yeah.
haven, getaway,
Yeah,
the
otherwise, if you
bedroom.
start bringing business issues, or even if you don't work together as husband and wife, but it's things that are just not intimate, right? Not it's talk about the kids or talk about finances, whatever, right? Just these things. Talking about it in the bedroom, especially at night, and especially in bed, it creates an environment in that bedroom that one of you may not want to go into,
Mhm.
right? I found we've heard where one spouse, the one that doesn't want to talk about these things, is usually doesn't want to go to bed
Mhm.
because that's where these difficult conversations happen.
'Cause they're like, "I don't wanna go to bed with you. You go to bed before me because I don't wanna have conflict," and, I think too, we all wanna sleep peaceful because what's on your mind before you go to sleep, that a lot of times, dictates how well you're gonna sleep and feel when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah, so keep the bedroom sacred, keep the bed sacred, and but also going back to when we talk about certain topics, whether it's business related or family related, marriage related, these topics that just needs a little bit more of your time and attention and focus. You probably don't want to do it in a period of the day or even a period of the week, day of the week, where you're just not as sharp. So understanding not just energy levels, and that goes to energy because as the day goes on, as the hours go on, as the week goes on, our energy level tends to wane. And so, just understanding that as husband and wife is like, let's have these like, okay, when should we have? Because you may notice if you kind of think back or keep track from here on out, is when you have certain discussions, you may find that there's greater conflict. Is it towards the end of the day, or is it later in the week, or is it the middle of trying to, your wife's trying to take care of the kids and you're trying to have these discussions, or your husband or your wife is sitting at the desk, trying to get some heavy work done and trying. But anyways, make note of when some of these conflicts happen, because a lot of times it might be it's happening at inopportune times. Whether so, anyways,
Yeah, well, I think a client was telling us that her husband wanted to talk about finances as she's cooking dinner for all the kids and trying to get everybody settled in for the day, and she's like, "I cannot talk about this right now. I'm just got too much going on."
yeah. So
At
and
that moment, at least she
yeah,
couldn't.
so how we've come to you know work with each other's energy level. Number one is you know, when as Katie would tell me or say about me is that I can go, 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 and it's about to be true, but that's only for a period, and eventually I still have to crash too. But also, you know, learn to realize that I don't have to have my schedule just packed. That it's okay to keep things a little light, have some downtime in there, because downtime, as we said earlier, doesn't necessarily mean you're just taking a nap or you're just doing nothing. It's just doing something that's maybe low lift, doesn't take as much physical energy or mental energy or whatever, but you can still be, if you're on vacation, still be having fun or be taking care of business, whether it's a conference or whatever. But it's okay to not have that schedule packed so tight. And in fact, in actuality, even for those of you that have high energy, those additional or more intentional periods of downtime when you're just not go, go, go is very refreshing and energizing for you, whether you realize it or not, or want to admit it or not. Every one of us during the day needs a little bit of a break. And so then when you re-engage to whatever it is you're doing, whether it's business related or personal related, you're a lot more sharp, more focused, have even better energy, even though you're already high energy, but you have even better energy, both physical, mental, emotional, and spiritually to do better what you're doing, whether it's having more fun when you're on vacation or, in a networking environment, be able to really have meaningful conversations and stay in tune. Because I know even people with high energy, sometimes they're not listening as well as the day goes on or the week goes on in the conference because you're just going, going, going. And I just notice your mental acuity is not as good. And you may not realize it, but it definitely is. And I think you'll realize it more is when you take more intentional breaks.
Well, and I think don't expect yourself and your spouse as far as energy level. You know what? It's okay. Have these conversations. I know a lot of times it can, be challenging because, the spouse thinks you need to keep up, or as Robert was saying, oh, you're holding me back. But have these conversations and just talk about how can you do things differently so that you can both win.
Yeah. So don't let this be the niche for energy levels be a source of conflict, right? Because that's what I've seen in other relationships, and it was even for us too. But learn to just work with each other. And the reality is, even a high energy person can find benefit in slowing down a little bit.
Mm.
And so can the quote unquote lower energy, is kind of a bad way to put it, but lower energy of the spouse can benefit from a little bit of more of a, I'd say a push, but more intentionality behind the schedule. And there's a happy medium,
Mhm.
right? But the big takeaway, I guess, is, as you said, have the conversation ahead of time before your spouse just says, "Oh, I need a break." Then you get frustrated. Right? But have these conversations ahead of time. Learn how to work with each other, and you'll see a benefit, not just what you're doing, but relationally. Because I think that conflict between working with the different energy levels between husband and wife, that creates conflict in a
Mhm.
relationship. And so if you learn to work with it, hey, we're going to have a better relationship, better connection, better intimacy.
And who knows, maybe at this conference, I won't even need to leave or have a break. I might just be fine, but I like to know ahead of time that I have an out if I need it.
Yeah. And so maybe sometimes that's part of the solution, is when you already know you have a plan ahead of time, then maybe you may end up spending there the whole time, right?
Mhm.
And with versus, I mean, at least I know you talked about it before, is when you're looking ahead for something like this, sometimes there's almost a dread, like, oh, I hope my energy level holds up. So I don't know if you or your spouse have said or have that kind of mindset going into something. But I think with the plan, maybe that's reassuring.
Yeah. And it is reassuring for me. And I have noticed sometimes, you know what? Once in a while, not all the time. You know what? Sometimes I can push it a little and I'm fine too. But
Yeah.
I'm not overdoing it.
Yeah, in fact, and people might think, oh, just because you're on vacation, but I know when we're in Italy, you ran pretty hard.
Yeah, looking back, you're right. I didn't think of it that way, but you're right. At the end, we did have you planned some days of rest, but yeah, we did have pretty full days.
Yeah,
I got plenty of sleep though, I have to say, because I have to have my sleep.
yeah, because we didn't. Yeah, because at nights, once you're done with dinner, there's not that much to do, especially at like towns like in Cinque Terre. I mean, the town just shuts down
Yeah,
anyway. Actually, no, actually, you could go to the bar late because the locals
there
hang
might
out.
have been one
The
bar
locals,
too.
well, the locals hang out right late, but that's not our thing anyway. You know, there's nothing wrong with staying out late. There's a couple nights where we're out a little bit later than others, but most of the times, we're in bed at a decent time, or at least back to the room at a decent time, after dinner primarily. And just to have the energy to push forward the next day. And so we can have a great time
Mhm.
during the day.
And actually, I wanted to get up early. We did have some late nights, a couple. I wanted to get up early and go on our adventure and check out things because I figure there's not gonna as many people out, you guys, because they're like, "We'll just sleep in." And I'm like, "Come on, let's get going."
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how hopefully you picked up a tip or two on managing, working with each other's different energy levels. That is a big thing in most marriages. So learn to work with it. Don't let it be a source of conflict, and then you'll see that both spouses will benefit from adjusting to another.
Yes, we will be a lot happier.
A lot happier. Yes, we are. So thank you for listening. And if you probably heard another married entrepreneur that had similar conversations, share this to them or with them, and leave a great review for us too. We'd appreciate it. It helps us get found with more married entrepreneurs that need to hear this. So until next week, God bless. Thank you for listening to the Thriving in Tandem podcast. Please visit our website, marriedentrepreneur.co, for a variety of free resources to help your marriage and business succeed.
And feel free to leave us a review and share this episode with another married entrepreneur. That would mean so much to us.
See you next week.